Celebrating 25 years, more intimate is here on more 94. You know what it is, the best music on the planet. That right there was Ariana Grande with Positions. It's ladies' morning, and we're in full swing. A shout out to Dr. Enrica Richardson hanging out with me in the building. But of course, I got to connect remotely to my boy, Room, the player from the Himalaya, who's representing for Sideline Sports ENT on this Thursday morning. Good vibes. Good morning, my brother. Was good.
The sidelines and the headlines here only on 194.9 FM. Thank you everybody for joining us on this Game Thanks Thursday. Gonna hop into our sporting report. We'll start off with some local sporting news and Bahamas Professional Golf Association. They're actually underway with their 2020 national championships. So far they have 2 days of competition, and it looks as though Greg Maycock is the leader so far. So again, hey, well, we can't come out and support. But again, shouts out to the Golf Association and looking forward to them pulling off a successful event. Also talking about some other local news, some of our Bahamian student athletes in the news again. And hey, you know what? Kai Jones has kind of been dominating this week, man. The Texas Longhorns, they finished their third game yesterday. They played the North Carolina Tar Heels. They came up another win, 69-67 was the final score there. Kai Jones finishing with 12 points, coming off the bench again, putting in 26 minutes. Also had 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal in that game, man. Shouts out to Kai, man. Looking really good for, I guess, in his second season for the Longhorns. Also, another Bahamian student athlete in the news for Florida Gulf Coast Eagles. Of course, I'm talking about Franco Miller Jr. And yesterday they played USF, University of South Florida Bulls. They didn't come out with the win. The final score 57-76. But Franco Miller Jr., he ended up with 10 points in that game and also 2 rebounds. So again, shouts out to Franco. All of our Bahamian student athletes out there continue to do well, man. And yeah, just make us proud, man.
You know what I like, Jerome? Lately, I've been hearing so much more about the Bahamian athletes getting back in sports and doing their thing. Once again, I want to remind everybody about the STARS program that is going on with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture and the Ministry of Education, actually. And I encourage, because I had a conversation with a parent yesterday who didn't really know about it, but they were telling me how their kid, might miss opportunities to get scholarships, even though they were talking to some schools before. But the pandemic pretty much put a damp on a lot of things. And I made mention of it. I was like, well, go to the STARS program and let the government assist you guys in, meeting new schools or even newer opportunities at scholarships. So parents out there, don't think that your kid's talent has gone to waste just because of the pandemic. Get them involved in other programs that might still open up doors for them. And I think the STARS program is definitely one of them you should check out.
Yeah, man. Miguel, I agree with you, and thank you for bringing that up and for that reminder, man. And lastly, from the Bahamian student athlete side of it, keep an eye out for Destiny Walker. She plays for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. As a matter of fact, they take on Michigan tonight, and that game is at 6 o'clock, something to watch out for. Now moving on to some international sports. Of course, well, I can't even say of course. Last night, there was a Wednesday night football game. Finally, the Baltimore Ravens and the Steelers got their game underway. And yeah, the Steelers came up with the win, man. 19-14 was the final score there. Big L, the Steelers are undefeated.
Yo,
home, man.
And like we made mention of yesterday, the Ravens have real problems, man. They've lost, I think, like 4 of their last 5 games, bro. Like it's really not looking good for the Ravens, who were a favorite last season. You know what I'm saying? Just a season ago, they were a favorite. Like, to fall this far off, it says that something is wrong. Something is not connecting. Like there aren't much rumors coming out of the locker room, but there's something not right. Like, I don't know what it is, but something is not right with the Baltimore Ravens.
So what I'm laughing is, I'm thinking you're alluding to maybe some pros to coaching. I don't know.
I just said, like, yes, that's what I was alluding to, pretty much. That's how I looked at it, because like the team is. I mean, they do have some injuries. They did have some people with the COVID issues probably stressing them out or what's not. But the team itself is not that far off from the team that they had last season.
Yeah, basically the same team.
They didn't lose no big major players or key players in their success. So But then
Yeah.
again, they didn't change coach either. So like, what could I don't know.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson kind of alluded to it earlier in the season a couple of weeks ago. He's like teams are actually calling out their players. They know what they're doing. So yeah, I think in this off season they have to make some changes.
Like you
Do
said,
something.
that Monday, that first Monday after the season, that first Monday.
Oh man! So this is from the NBA. Man, I'm sure everybody knows about the big trade. The big trade, John Wall for Russell Westbrook. Washington from Houston, or I should say, Russell Westbrook goes from Houston to Washington, and Houston gets a draft pick as well for John Wall.
Who you think win in that trade? Like, who do you think won?
Yeah, my side. Does my side? I still trying to figure out, man.
I don't think either team won. Like, if you
Yeah.
ask me, I don't think I think it's a wash because those two guys, they have similar play. Neither of them add any like perimeter shooting or any extra defense. Like they pretty much play the same style of basketball. I don't understand. Like with it's not to me. It's still James Harden still got issues. I still don't think he has a championship team as yet. So I'm expecting him to still want to get out.
But that's what I was looking at last night too. The only good thing I can say for Houston is that I guess what DeMarcus Cousins and John Wall team up again. You know, they college teammates.
So what? They don't have the same skill level that they had in college. Both of them have fallen off of the throne. If you think about it, like injuries plagued both of them, bro.
Both of them.
Like big injuries. Like both of them have not been able to play at their entry into the league level. Like neither of them still have that bounce. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. So both of them. So I guess the conclusion is both of them lost.
Both of them lost. Like that was just to me that was to appease Russell Westbrook, maybe to let him feel better about getting out of there and at least creating some chemistry or potential chemistry in the locker room. That's all I could see from that trade, like a chemistry thing. Yeah,
basically that's what it was. Right? Two disgruntled players. Hey, ship them out.
Yeah.
And then also from the NBA, last point. LeBron got a big deal. Well, actually, two big deals yesterday. LeBron signed for 2 years, $85 million max contract, and it looks as though Anthony Davis is going to get that 5-year max extension, man, $190+ billion.
Wow.
So,
wow. Hey, they did a breakdown on ESPN. I have it here, right? The breakdown from LeBron's contract. In 2 years, basically, he'll be making $85.7 million, and then they broke it down. Per month, he's making $3.57 million. Per day, he's making $117,397. Per hour, he is making $4,891. Per minute, he is making $82. Per second, he is making $1.36. It literally would cost him more to turn around and pick up $1 if he dropped it than to just keep walking. It literally costs him more to turn around and pick that up than to just keep walking. You know, just to make $1, you are making a candy, a O. Henry, or a Snicker every second.
Right. And who says time ain't money?
It's like, whoa, $1.36 per second. As we talk about this guy is getting richer and richer and richer.
Hey, I ain't just gonna say, you know what? I can send you my bill.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Room, the player from the MLA right there, representing for Sideline Sports ENT. One thing for his contribution to the morning after this morning. We got to get into some more music though before we get back to talking to my good friend Dr. Enrico Richardson. So make sure I keep it out as often. More music and more entertainment is always on More 94. Good morning.